These are my honest thoughts as a Christian mom of toddler preschoolers. I have a 4.5-year-old boy and a 3.5-year-old girl, and Christmas is gonna look a little bit different this year. I don't know exactly what my plans are, but I just felt like I wanted to talk through why I'm changing things, some of my ideas, and then maybe you guys can give me some tips as well as other Christian mamas. I am trying to figure out the best way to express to my children and show them through actions, through words, through everything in our home, through actually celebrating the holiday, that Christmas is about the birth of Jesus Christ. So I started with doing Santa the last couple years. Definitely last year they were like really into it. Santa, mommy. They were understanding a little bit more and just super excited about it. I know Santa can be kind of like a controversial hot topic. I am definitely not against it, but this year I decided to tell my kids that Santa is not real. Although my 3.5-year-old girl, being the stubborn, strong-willed child that she is convinced that he's real and telling me that he is real. I met him at the North Pole because we have a really fun place here that we like to go every year as a fun tradition with my family called the North Pole. And we sit on Santa's lap and we take a picture with him. So she's convinced that he is real, which totally makes sense. And I'm okay with that, but I just noticed last year that it became so much about me, presents, consumerism. Santa's bringing me presents, Santa does this, Santa does that. And then there's like just a thrown in piece of, oh yeah, Jesus's birthday. Jesus was born that day. And that just felt wrong to me. So I'm trying to figure out how to rearrange this. I am already decorating for Christmas and that's so fun, but it's even making me kind of second guess that aspect of like, is it too much? How can I put the nativity scene into it more? How can I express that this is about Jesus, not about Santa and decorations and presents? So I'm really trying to figure out the best way to do that. Some of my ideas include doing something a little bit different for my advent calendar this year. I've done an advent calendar the last 2 years and it's been so fun and so sweet. The kids really like it. But again, last year it became so much like of a heart attitude problem of, oh, where's my present for today? Or I want to do something today, or that one's not very fun. And I don't like this one as much as that, because every day leading up to Christmas from December 1st through the 24th, I would do some kind of little, either like we're gonna make Play-Doh, like some kind of craft, or we're gonna get a new Tony to listen to, like a little gift. So there'd be something different every day. Obviously some of those are a little bit more exciting than others. And I just realized that it became so much about what they're getting. So I think I want to switch up my advent calendar. I still want to do it. I still want to do crafts. I want to have a good time with it. And I just love making Christmas the best time of the year and making it last all month long or even 2 months long because I start decorating so early. But I'm just trying to figure out, what can I do to make it about Jesus? What can I do to point them to him, and not just through my words, but through my actions, because they will see the difference. If I'm telling them one thing, but all the decorations and all the activities and everything else have to do with something else, then they're gonna get confused. So I've seen some cool new products over the last year or two that do point to the birth of Jesus. So I think there's one where you like hide a baby Jesus around the house every day, or you hide different pieces of the nativity, or I just saw this little advent calendar thing that has little toys that go to the nativity scene that they open every day. It looks kind of like the Little People nativity set, but it's not from that brand. It's just a random one I saw on Instagram. And I do think that that is a cool idea. I don't know if I want to purchase something like that. I think there's another one like about a shepherd. So it's kind of like the shepherd instead of doing like an elf on the shelf kind of thing, which I just feel like all of that kind of adds up and becomes a lot. I know one tradition that I'd like to start is them like acting out the story of Jesus' birth, like Mary and Joseph going to Bethlehem and all that, because they do like to talk about it, and they've done that throughout the year. Like if they put a blanket on their head, then they'll be like, oh, I look like Mary, or I look like Joseph, which I think is so cute. So I want to do that. Maybe like Christmas Eve, we'll read the story and have them act it out, or maybe throughout the month we'll practice acting it out and then perform it for my family, because my parents and my family are in town. We always do Christmas with them. My husband's not from here, so we don't fly to Israel to do Christmas with his family. So I don't know, that's an idea, but what other activities can I do throughout the month to make it about Jesus? I'm gonna do like crafts. I wanna gear towards nativity. Like I did get some stickers from Hobby Lobby last year and the kids really liked those. So there are a lot of really good crafts and activities that Hobby Lobby has, which, you know, they do 50% off of Christmas. So that's a great place to stock up if you're wanting to do some kind of advent calendar. And maybe I'll do like a scripture every day, and then we can do some kind of craft or activity that goes with the scripture. And that would be a good way to tie it in. I'm also doing homeschool this year for the first time, like dedicated. Last year we kind of started and dipped our toes in, but this year we have a full-on curriculum. So I want to make that more fun and Christmassy throughout the month of December for sure, and maybe November as well. We like singing carols as a family, so rather than just singing like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I want to be teaching them some more like actual carols that have to do with Jesus and what Christmas really means. So these are just, I'm kind of like brain dumping all of my thoughts and ideas, but I just have this, it's not even like a fear, and it's almost like a conviction, not like condemnation, but just this idea that there's more I could do to teach my kids that Christmas is about Jesus. And while I love all the decorations, I love putting up trees, I love doing all of that. I'm not gonna change that as of now. We're gonna still go all out with just red and green and traditional colors and all of that. But I still want to make it a priority. I want the main focus of Christmas to be the birth of Jesus Christ, because that is why we celebrate. And I think that also leads into how we celebrate Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day. We always go to church Christmas Eve, and obviously we'll continue to do that. Christmas Day, we open presents with my family, and it is so fun. I mean, it's joy-filled, it's beautiful family time, and my mom, you know, loves gifting my kids with toys and giving them things, and really taking care of all of us on Christmas, which I've always appreciated, and really her love of the holiday is what stirred my love of the holiday. We always did traditions growing up, so I want to do traditions. But I just think that personally, I feel that I need to teach my children, starting from this young age, that it is more so about Jesus than about us. And it is more so about Jesus and not about Santa at all. So yeah, what does that look like? Like, I still want to watch the new animated Grinch movie that's so cute. So we're still going to like watch movies like that. But then there's some other movies we could watch, like the one that came out last year we saw in theaters. I can't think of what it's called, so I'll put it on the screen, but that was really good. And then A Star, or The Star, that was a cute story about like a donkey, and it goes through Jesus' birth a little bit too. Well, that's what it's all about, but it's from a different perspective, which is kind of fun for the kids, like just different animals. So I want to incorporate stuff like that, like making the movies even have to do with our faith, and the advent calendar have to do with our faith. Presents, I am going back and forth. I will probably be sharing a video of what I got my kids for Christmas, and it might have a lot of presents and it might not. I already have a few things. And then I'm thinking about maybe just like thrifting some books and stuff. It's fun for them to open lots of presents, but again, I don't want it to just be about that. And I have them like put things on their list throughout the year, because that just honestly helps us avoid the tantrums and problems in the store when we're not getting something right away. And I've taught them, you know, oh, well, you'll get something, some of this stuff for your birthday or for Christmas, so you can put it on your list. But I don't want them to start getting like disappointed now that they're at an age where they can kind of remember those things and understand more. I don't want them to be just like disappointed or ungrateful for what they're given. So a lot of the time what I'll do if we're having a little bit of an attitude problem, I will say something like, why don't you tell me 5 things that you're grateful for? And then depending on how bad the attitude problem is, they are not necessarily in the mood. So I'll be like, okay, well, you can tell me at least 3 things. Tell me 3 things you're grateful for. And it really does change their heart posture. And we kind of laugh, and sometimes they'll say, you know, really silly things, like they'll just say 3 things that are right in front of them. And sometimes they'll talk about our family members that they're grateful for, and then they just want to share more and more and more. So I think doing something with that around Thanksgiving and Christmas will be really great, just to have a posture of gratitude and being grateful. We've been listening to this VeggieTales podcast on Spotify. They don't have a ton of episodes, but they do have some really good ones. My kids are loving it. We just listened to it when we're in the car. And one of them is about gratitude and being thankful. And it has that song, if you like grew up watching VeggieTales, like a grateful heart or a thankful heart is a happy heart. And it's really cute, and I definitely appreciate stuff like that as tools to just continue to educate my kids about being grateful and about who we're grateful to, because God is who has provided all these things for us. So I've rambled a lot. I hope that you have maybe been able to relate with me a little, or felt a little less alone if you're having some similar thoughts. Or if you have it all together and you know what you're doing for Christmas, you know how you celebrate, maybe you have a formula you follow for, I give my kids 3 gifts or 1 gift and this is what it is. I know some people do the like something to read, something to wear, something they wanted, like, I don't know, I've heard stuff like that. So if you do anything like that, if you have any traditions that you do that point back to Jesus, or anything that you could share with me, any advice, please put it in the comments down below. I will respond to all the comments. I really appreciate that. And if you liked this video and you have similar beliefs or thoughts going into the Christmas season this year, please do give it a thumbs up. That just kind of helps out with the algorithm and stuff. But I just wanted to share my thoughts. I feel like it's important not to just focus on the decorations, which I'm obviously doing a lot of decorating videos and things like that, but I just also wanted to point out that I am a Christian mom, and I'm, you know, always learning something new, always kind of wrestling with what's the best way to disciple my children and what's the best way to teach them certain things. So I would love for you to subscribe and follow along if this resonated with you at all, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.